Morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me clear. Where are we? All right, we're on. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Let's have a look at what we got. Gold has been pretty choppy in the Asian session, guys. NQ continuing the huge sell-off yesterday. Gold not really doing too much, but we'll break it all down. We'll have a look at the markets, see what we got for the final 2 trading day weeks of the full final week of the year. Good morning, guys. Yeah, very rangy, very rangy, very rangy all-time highs. Very close to all-time highs, I should say. Not quite at all-time highs, but we are very close. Audio and video good, awesome. Thank you, man. Welcome back, everyone. If any of you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. Been trading for the past 7 years and mainly focus on gold futures here in the European session. Before you guys ask, trying to expose me for being on a combine. Yes, I'm trading on a combine. I'm not trading gold this high on the final 2 trading days of the last trading week of the year. So I'm not trading any funded accounts, guys. We've had all 2025 to trade funded accounts. I don't need to trade my funded accounts in the last couple of days of the year. So we'll see what we get for gold today. We'll break down gold. We'll look at some other markets. And we'll see what we get. Let's see. Let me have a look. Where are we? Yeah, right now you've got gold in this very choppy range. Very choppy range. You've kind of been in this range since pretty much most of yesterday. What I do like on gold is the fact that you do have a lot of upside levels. There's a lot of upside targets on gold. Before we do anything, let me have a quick look at the news. What do we have today, guys? We had NFP on Tuesday. Today at 1:30 London time, we do have CPI for the US dollar and unemployment claims, which will be very big. So CPI today at 1:30 London time, and then tomorrow, what do we have tomorrow? Not too much. You got consumer sentiment tomorrow and existing home sales. So CPI will be the biggest one here today. Coach Robert, am I too late to join the party? Absolutely not. More than welcome to come and join the London Pie. Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you here. So yeah, we've been very choppy on gold for pretty much all of New York, all of the Asian session yesterday. And this is the hourly time frame here, guys. So if the hourly's chopping like this, dropping down any lower will just get you caught in some very tough markets. We can just have a quick look just so I can show you guys. Look how messy it can get. So if ever I see the hourly time frame creating big aggressive ranges, then I know the lower time frame isn't going to show me anything more. If anything, it's going to get you trapped in false breakouts and a lot of fake outs. So what I do like on gold, if we do a little bit of top down here, is the fact that yesterday, let's have a look. Previous day, look, what do we do previous day? Previous daily here on gold, we came down, we tagged previous daily lows, we held that 4,300 level, and then yesterday, what did we do? We broke back above that 4,350 level. So as long as gold trades above 4,350, gold longs into 4,400 and then starts creeping all-time high territory, to me makes the most sense. I would be very surprised, again, anything can happen, we don't know, but I'd be very surprised if gold just engulfs back bearish, you close below 43.50 and you continue selling off. Now, is that possible? Yes, anything's possible. But in terms of probabilities here, on the higher time frame, as long as we hold above 43.50, gold to me, intraday is still very bullish. And buying gold still makes the most sense. Took a small loss, 18 tick L, trying to catch a 30-minute fake out. Yeah, cut it. I mean, it's good loss. Minus 18 ticks is a very good loss, man. Let's have a look. So daily's looking nice, to be honest. You had that lovely breakout yesterday. I would like today to continue pushing higher. So where could we potentially get long from here on gold? We do have CPI, so could we create some big ranges leading up to CPI? Of course, absolutely we could. It's kind of hard to draw any levels because you're kind of bouncing off support here and you're coming right into resistance here as well. You can kind of see to the left, if we extend this, it's a very, 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 very big area. Look at this, huge area, all the way up to here, all the way down to everywhere in here is big, big resistance. So your intraday resistance, but at daily support. So if we can maybe see a bit of an intraday breakout, we have London open in 20 minutes, which is also going to be the hourly close. If we can break out, there could be some potential gold buyers. I do like the gold buyers. Never too late, yeah, exactly. CPI is at 1:30 London time today. 1:30 London time. What do we have overnight? President Trump delivers an address to the nation. That was last night. That was about 5 hours ago. What was that? 2 a.m. Yeah, posted about 5 hours ago. Trump was addressing the nation. I haven't seen that. Be interesting to see what he said. But yeah, CPI is going to be the biggest mover here today for the markets. If anyone is in a higher time frame trades on gold, gold to me, upside targets still looks very, very nice here. It was a very decent breakout yesterday. A very, very nice breakout. Now, as tempting as it is to go try and break down the lower time frame right now on gold, unfortunately, it doesn't make any sense right now. With the hourly looking like it is, London open in 20 minutes, I think the most logical thing we can do here is wait for that hourly close. I remember, guys, I'm trading Combine here today. I'm not trading my funded accounts today. I'm trading my fund accounts. Being so late in the month, being so late in the year, that's not to say you guys can't, but for me personally, I'm not. Also with CPI later on as well. Gold in big ranges. Do I want to trade my funded accounts before CPI? I don't think so. May get some CPI trades though. Who knows? If you don't grab the highs, then CPI could give some great longs on gold. We'll see. Let's have a look at NQ, guys, because NQ is selling off a lot. NQ's been having some very, very, very big sell-offs. You were looking like you were going to potentially bounce from here on NQ. You're looking like yesterday was going to bounce, but look where we tapped into. We came up, we hit previous daily highs, held 25,500, and ended up having a huge sell-off. So if you were buying yesterday was actually really nice. You're buying up into yesterday's high. It was like a 112-point move, which was very nice. Before then, you tagged the highs and sold off very, very, very aggressively. So, although NQ, again, you know, let me just have a quick look. Did Bitcoin continue selling off? Not quite, almost. Full margin December, yeah. Something like that. Full margin Thursdays. Difference between combining account and express account. A combine isn't a funded account. My express funded accounts, they're funded accounts that I can start taking payouts from. This is just a combine account to get it to 6,000 and then work it towards getting funded. So if I take some trades and I, you know, gold in some big ranges, my funded accounts, the accounts I can start getting payouts from, the combines are the combine to get to the funded account. Yeah, people talk about that a lot, but with how low NQ is, I would be very surprised. NQ is down about 4.7%, which is huge. 4.7% in the last, since the 11th, which was last Thursday, so the past week, is a very, very, very big sell-off on NQ. I mean, NQ is still going to end up the year very, very well. That's a decent sell-off on NQ. So, would I want to be buying NQ? Not really. Kind of yesterday, same as it. I'd be buying into previous daily highs. Could we potentially be shorting into yesterday's low on NQ? I think it'd make more logical sense than longs. Even though you're having a nice little bounce here, I would say yesterday's lows would be a pretty decent target. Might be a better idea to just turn off the charts and go for a walk into a news release. It's a pretty logical idea, to be honest, man. It's a pretty logical idea. You know, you could get some... I mean, gold's looking very, very, very choppy. NQ's having a nice little bit of a breakout for you guys who trade NQ. But gold is looking... Yeah, gold's looking very, very choppy. We're just going to see the London Open here. See what London Open gives us. I don't want to write it off just yet. But if you want to, you know, focus on higher time frame candle closures, then that's probably the easiest decision. Yeah, CPI is going to be the main. CPI is going to be the main decider here today, which is at 1:30. It says 2:30. That's 2:30 my time. 1:30 London time. You're going to have CPI pre-New York, which is going to be very, very big. So you got jobless claims and CPI, and then tomorrow you have core PCE price index. Look at this, all tomorrow as well. Aaron, I am on my 5th XFA. Never got a payout, please help. I always blow it from one bad day, help. I mean, shouting for help isn't going to give you consistency. I can't help you if I don't know every single one of your trades and where you might be going right or wrong. You need to, if you don't know where you're going right or wrong, then you're not journaling and you're probably not treating trading like an actual career. You can't just shout, I'm on my 5th XFA, please help. Like, help with what? I don't know your technical plan. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your risk management is. But if you're just recycling through combines and express fund accounts, you've never had a payout. Remember, getting funded doesn't mean you're a consistently profitable trader. We could open a massive trade here on gold today and get funded. But that doesn't mean we're consistently profitable. So you have to actually prove to yourself you're consistently profitable. If you just keep going through combine, express fund account, combine, express fund account, and never getting a payout, then just, you need to take a step back and just pause and build an actual profitable trading plan. Like, in trading, there's no guessing of what shall I do? Please help. Like, did you follow your plan? And if you don't have a plan, then you have to build a plan. But for the most part, people don't follow a plan. They're just mainly just gambling. What you need to do is build a plan. That's it. You need to prove to yourself that you have a consistently profitable plan and actually build one. Spend the time developing a plan and building it, finding out what works for you. Do you like to trade gold? Do you like to trade NASDAQ? Do you like to scalp the 5 minute? Do you like to trade the hourly time frame? You know, you need to put into the data to learn all these things before you just jump into funded accounts, because unfortunately, more capital doesn't equal more profit. More capital can equal more problems. So if you're not making money on a paper trading account, getting a funded account, unfortunately, isn't going to be the savior. So too, yeah, no. And it's like I say, it's very hard to say because I can't see your trades, so I don't know. But if you have a system to enter properly, to manage your risk, and you've proven to yourself, more importantly, and that's the most important part, is actually proven to yourself it can work, then you start taking challenge accounts, getting into the funded stage, and then getting into the payouts. More money, more problems. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let me see. I just don't like risk management. I got nothing, man. I got nothing. If you don't like risk management, unfortunately, man, this is the wrong profession. This career is built on risk management. And that's just a poor mindset to be in. You can't think like that. I don't like risk management. I only want to make money. I don't want to take losses. Like, that's not how trading works. We're in the wrong business for that. Yeah, I think so too, Bruno. I think so too. That's a wild statement for a Thursday morning. We're just getting warmed up here. You can't come in with statements like that. Yeah, if you ever find out the 100% win rate strategy, yeah, let us know. max. Can we get 100 on that, Tom? Nice. So yeah, we kind of just want to see how gold's going to react down here, guys. We want to see if we're going to get a break above. We break below. Obviously, we do have Friday's high as a very nice upside target on gold, around that 43.88 level, if not higher. Yeah, he figures out how to be right all the time to help us. Yeah, if you do find out, yeah, I'd love to know. If you do find that secret 100% win rate strategy, yeah, I would absolutely love to know. Requires a time machine. Yeah, yeah, it does require a time machine. So let's have a look. I just want to have a look at Bitcoin. I was interested to see if Bitcoin had continued to sell off after we broke 90. We retested it and held it again beautifully. So we broke below 90,000. We held it again yesterday and continued selling off. Look at that! Look at that fake out on Bitcoin. Look at that, huge volume up, massive volume into 90,000. Huge sell off right back below. That's crazy. So much volume coming into that 90,000 and got sold off straight back below. That got aggressively bought up into 90 and aggressively sold off back below. So if you guys are trading Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin back down into 85 and back down into some of these lows here looks like a very decent short. And you also have some nice lows. Where are we? Nice lows down here as well. So Bitcoin back down to 85, back down to 84, and maybe even back down to 80 would be very nice. And I think the interesting thing here about Bitcoin, for you guys who are maybe longer term players, is the more you sell off here, the more people start panicking, the more likely you are to find some support and continue pushing. I think people see a break even below 90 and everyone's panicking and freaking out. But I think if you get below these lows, to me that could be some very nice opportunities. Now I don't really trade Bitcoin. 80 to 75 would be some very, very, very good opportunities. I think anything below 90 right now. I don't know what the fear and greed index is right now on crypto. Let me see if we can have a look. But I imagine it's extremely fearful, which is probably what you want to see. Where is it? Are we extreme fear yet? Or not yet? Where are we? Yes, you are. You're extreme fear. Extreme fear in crypto right now, which is exactly what you want to see. Last month was extreme fear. Yesterday, extreme fear. Last week was only fear. So this is probably what you want to see for crypto. Extreme fear. So Bitcoin could shape up for some nice opportunities. Nah, he does. He's literally calling me every night saying, can you break this down every morning? Charles got extreme fear. Charles got light as hands. So yeah, I'd like NQ to sorry, Bitcoin to continue selling. NQ, yeah, we kind of mentioned NQ. You had this beautiful liquidity grab yesterday, held 25,500, which has been our key level for since we were all the way back down here. You've broken back below 25,000 yesterday, so I would like today to see if you can find some resistance and continue selling off into at least yesterday's low. So the thing is, if you close above 25,000 here in London, well, the job's simple. Close your back low and then you can get short. But as long as you hold above it, you may actually pull back a little bit first. Where could you potentially pull back into? We kind of had this nice breakout level here. You found some pretty decent support here. So you may see some, again, we got London open in 6 minutes, but it's looking like you're going to get that hourly closure back above. Look at this very nice morning star play here on NQ. Reject. After closing bullish, you reject. You grab the lows. You wick all the way back above. So bias here at 7 AM on NQ was very, very nice. Very nice. So you may continue squeezing up into here, but around here, I would be skeptical that you can continue selling off down into the lows. So I don't trade NQ, but for you guys who do trade it, I would say intraday longs into London session before potentially continuing to sell off based off yesterday's candle close would make the most sense. Again, big moves are going to happen with CPI. So I would take your intraday trades and be happy with base hits here today. I'll be happy with the base hits. Market close next week? No. Is it? Can we just get rid of this guy? No, the markets. The guys are streaming until I believe the 23rd. I believe the Topstep guys are staying on till. So Monday and Tuesday, and I believe they're having Wednesday and Thursday off, and then back on the 26th. Silver, yeah. How is silver? Let's have a look. How's silver been? Obviously, we sit on silver, just continued to buy silver, and it looks like that was the smart decision. You had this huge run up yesterday, and that's right, yeah, you had that huge run up yesterday in Asia. And you've been kind of ranging this high since. The thing is about silver, though, is it's very easy that I would imagine a lot of people intraday are getting too focused on thinking it's too high, or you think it's time for a pullback. And if you guys have been listening to me all week, I've just been saying, if you do trade silver, just continue to buy. Because it's like when gold was at all-time highs, the amount of times that, you see these harsh, aggressive sell-offs on gold, these big profit-taking moves, but it gets bought right back up. Big sell-offs gets bought right back up. So, silver, I would just look to continue buying. Again, though, it's kind of similar where gold is right now, that this is a bit of a messy area in here. With CPI later on, the only way I'll trade all-time highs is, we'll wait for these pullback to happen and then we'll continue buying. We'll wait for this pullback to happen and we'll continue buying. So with where you are right now, personally, I wouldn't want to trade this high. I would like to see silver maybe come back down, retest some of this support, maybe retest this big breakout level before I would continue looking for more longs. And if I do, sometimes when I can see price needing to come for a bit of a pullback, I would look to short into that pullback. The only reason I wouldn't do that right now in silver, and this is just me personally, is because you're so bullish. You're that bullish that I wouldn't want to short a pullback. I'd let the pullback happen and then I'd get my much easier trade, which would be the continuation buy. How do you read wicks versus candles? The wicks are usually more the liquidity grabs on the higher time frame, which on the lower time frame is a closure. So this big wick on a hourly, on a 15-minute could be a big bearish breakout. Yeah, see, a big bearish breakout gets bought right back up. So the wicks on the high time frame is usually price holding support and resistance, and on the lower time frame you're looking to take advantage of them wicks. For example, when this is hourly support and you see this 15 close bearish, do you try and short this? Personally, I wouldn't short this because you'd be trying to short hourly support. So what I'd be seeing is this closure back above, and then I'd be looking to buy this based off the fact that the hourly still hasn't broken out, and you want to take advantage of that hourly wick. And then you wick all the way right back above, and then you get your trade. Coach Robert, do you look for any confluence between all the metals, GC, silver, copper, and platinum? Not really, to be honest. I find, because silver's been on a... I wish there was, because silver's been on... I mainly just trade gold, but silver's been on a incredible run the past week or so. Unfortunately, gold hasn't really done that much. So, not really too much. I don't ever really trade copper or platinum. Let me just have a look, as I know copper's been trying to recover that big sell-off that we saw. Not really too much. Copper's been in a kind of a very aggressive range since pretty much the start of December. Copper's been in a big range. Silver has been having a beautiful breakout. Platinum also, again, look at that. Wow, that's incredible. Platinum also having a crazy breakout. Maybe there could be some, I'm not too sure because I haven't really traded them enough, but there could be some correlation between silver and platinum. But gold, not really. Yeah, copper requires too much patience. Yeah, I think if I was going to trade other metals, I would trade platinum or silver. Because they've been on some phenomenal... Look at this run on silver. This is just incredible. Silver's up, what, 21% in the last week or so, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, platinum, yep. Yep. Platinum's been on a huge run. Goldie's still chopping here, guys. Yeah, I don't... People always ask, like, you know, do I correlate gold with anything? And not really, to be honest. I used to watch the US dollar when I'd be watching gold, but to be honest, I do find just breaking down just gold is the easiest to read. We do have London Open here, guys. Let's have a look. We got London Open. You do have gold kind of, unfortunately, guys, just resistance, support. Unfortunately, we got gold in a very tight range. I say unfortunately. It's not unfortunate because our job in here is very simple. If we get that breakout, we get that closure above, you got great gold buys up into that 43.88 level. That looks like a very nice trade. If you break below, could you short? Personally, I'm not really too interested in shorting today, simply based off the fact that yesterday you had that very nice breakout. Very nice breakout yesterday on gold. So personally, I'm only looking to take gold higher today. Now, like I say, that's not to say gold maybe can't pull back. It's more so just to say that that just simply wouldn't be my short. I'm not looking to fight the big daily break above 43.50 here on gold. So as long as we hold above 43.50 on the daily time frame, personally, I'm sticking to my bullish bias. We do also have a trend line coming down like this. Maybe most people are trying to short here. More reasons to see this continue squeezing out. But we do want to see a bit of a breakout. We want to see a bit of a breakout on gold. Like I say, guys, I could sit here and watch the 5 minute and I could try and trade in here, but these are the times in the markets that you can just get chopped up all day long. Not only can you just get chopped in false breakouts, like these are the times where the markets can be incredibly draining. And you burn yourself out. You know, you try and take the breakout, you get stopped. You try and go short, you get stopped. Or you get a position and it goes sideways for 4+ hours. They're the times where you get stuck in that trade and you just massively kick yourself because it's a trade that, you know, in the back of your mind, you know you shouldn't really be in. So the best trade right now on gold, guys, is no trade for me personally. Yeah, this you kind of got two. Yep, you can see that. You can see both. You got gold. You got a trend line coming down like this. The reason I've drawn this upside one is because I'm looking for longs. But yeah, you definitely do. You have a kind of squeeze in here. So with this sort of flag pattern, I believe this is called, if you're going to see a true breakout on gold, you're more likely to see some maybe more manipulation before having the push. Yeah, exactly. Yep, absolutely, Patrick. Ranges equal huge mental capital toll. Absolutely. These are the times where you can massively mentally drain yourself and kick yourself. So the best thing you can do here on gold right now, guys, is just simply wait for that closure above. It was exactly the same as the trade from... I mean, even here, look at this. It's, you know, sometimes you just have to accept the markets are ranging, and if the markets don't know where they're going, then we have no reason to try and predict it either. So like here, you know, this was pre-NFP. Pre-non-farm payroll on Tuesday. Huge range. You can wait for that closure above, you go, cool. This is the market confirming direction. This is the market confirming volume. Now I can take my trade. So do we always want to be stuck in trying to predict the markets and trying to fight the markets? Or do we want to let the market show us their hands and then take our trade? Well, me personally, trading gold enough, I like to let gold show me its hands and then I'll just take my piece of it from here to here. And I'll have a much easier trade going from here to here than trying to take trades in here. So it's all about making your life as a trader as easy as possible. And sometimes the best trade is identifying these ranges, sitting on your hands and waiting for the candle to close and then taking your trade. And it happened with a great trade that we took last week as well. Took this buy on gold last week. Wait for that closure above. Absolute huge trade. So do we want to trade in here and drain not only our trading capital but also our mental capital, Or do we want to let the markets break out and then we want to take our trade? Personally, I want to let the markets break out, show me volume, show me direction, and then I want to be in flow of the markets as opposed to trying to fight them all the time. What's up, fam? What's up, Alad? Good to have you, man. Hope you're doing well. NQ, let's have a look. I think NQ you may get some breaks higher in the London session for NQ. If you guys who do trade NQ, caught up on sleep. Nice, good man, good man. I like NQ longs. I don't very rarely trade NQ. I do think we could potentially see this come for a little bit of a squeeze higher. Let me see. Locked out for 4 hours. Nice, Logan. Nice. That's man. That's good discipline. That's great discipline. Locking yourself out is fantastic. Yeah, range bound yesterday. Yeah, oh, it was on gold. NQ had a crazy sell-off. NQ had an insane sell-off yesterday. Right above previous daily highs as well. Right above previous daily highs. Right at that 25,500. NQ sold off like crazy. Crazy sell-off. It was down 600 points, which is insane. Very tricky. I kind of did the same thing yesterday on gold, actually. I was like, I don't really want to trade in here. So here I'm like, you know what, I'm going to wait for a bit of a breakout. Unfortunately, by the time you broke out yesterday, you kind of had filled the whole entire range, so I didn't want to start trading up here. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. That's trading. Yeah, huge drop yesterday. Massive sell-off. Anything else you guys are looking at, feel free to send over. It doesn't have to just be gold. We can look at some other markets. Remember, guys, we do have US dollar CPI today as well. 1:30 London time, which I imagine is going to be very volatile. Very volatile. Final CPI of the year. And then, yeah, I believe we'll be streaming up until, I believe, Tuesday next week, I believe. Let's have a look. MNQ is the same thing. MNQ is just the micro version. This NQ is the mini version. Price action is the same. Same market. Same market, same analysis. MNQ is just micro. They're just trading smaller size. Whereas NQ is trading minis. So bigger size. Lean hogs. It's been a while since we had a look at lean hogs. Where are we? Where is it? HE. Lean hogs. That's Coach Hoop's favorite to trade. Crazy market. Nice. That sounds good, Alan. Sounds good, man. Let's see if gold. The way I would trade gold is if you grab these lows and wick out from here, then I could consider buying the lows of this range for a small scalp. I haven't quite grabbed the lows though. Yeah, the pricing can be different. Yeah, different volumes in them charts, man. Yeah. That's why I always prefer to do the analysis on the mini chart because there's more volume in them charts, so it's more reliable. Whereas you look at MGC, well, who trades micro gold? Exactly. Yeah. Music on Lister, yeah, it's just a. I'm glad you like it because I listen to it every day when we stream it, so I'm a bit over it. But it's just I just put on copyright-free background music. There's definitely audio. You guys can hear me fine, right? There is audio. Bruno, the sound's all good, right? YouTube chat's trying to troll today. Yeah, it sounds fine. I'm also on YouTube. Decent wick here on gold. Look at this, big wick. First 9 minutes into London Open here, guys. Gold's wicking up about 80 ticks here. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, audio's fine. One. There you go. Bruno said audio's fine. We just checked out NQ. We literally just spent the past 10 minutes going over NQ. Are people like forcing trades or what today? What's going on? What's going on for everyone today? Everyone's panicking. You guys like forcing trades and taking loads of loss on the final trading week of the year? It's not the time to go too crazy in the markets, guys. There's the reason I'm just sat here. We're trading Combine. We're just chilling out. We're talking about the plan. We got CPI later on. You guys are going too crazy too early on. It's 10 past 8 in the morning London time with CPI later on. You need to know when to zone into the markets and when to take a step back. Yeah, trying to make it, but given even to a bigger minus. Markets open back up. Yeah, January is a good month. Yeah, winter months are always good. I mean, the markets will be open probably back on the 2nd, I guess. Well, they won't really close too much, but probably from the 5th, maybe. The 5th. We've been over silver. Again, as if you scroll back a little bit, you'll see I've been over silver. We've mentioned silver. I went over silver just a couple of minutes ago. If I break it down every time someone tunes in, that guys will get tired of me repeating it. But we've been over silver, looking for potential pullbacks to continue buying. All-time highs on silver. But yeah, the markets will probably open back up on, I'd say, back normal probably like on the 5th, I would assume. But yeah, January, February, March are probably some of the best months, I do find. They can be some of the best months. Yeah, winter months can always be very good. Nice, there we go. That's what we like to hear. I'm trying to pass my first combine. I'm 880 or so away. Trying to stay calm and wait for my setup. Yes, fantastic. Well, if you got this far, you're doing something right. So good job. If you're only 880 away, don't even think about how much you are away. Just focus on the charts. You know, don't even check it. If you check it too often, you'll find it even harder to pass. What you want to focus on is just, you know what? I'm 880 away from passing, which is fantastic, but don't let that make you hesitate or miss trades. Yeah, hide the balance. Hide the balance. Don't even look at it. Just focus on the charts as much as possible. Focus on taking good trades, and then, you know, the end of the week, the end of the month, you'll look and be like, oh wow, I managed to pass. Oh no, my camera's frozen. So yeah, don't focus on it as much as you can. Just focus on the charts and don't check your P&L every single time you're in a trade, every single day. Check it, you know, the end of the month or the end of the week if you really want to. And just focus on the charts as much as possible. I think you'll probably see gold come down and squeeze this wick here, guys. And this wick rejection didn't grab any lows. There'd be no reason to buy this. You may see this squeeze out some lows first here. You may get some people probably trying to buy here on gold. You may squeeze this down a little bit. It's the first 15 close of the London session. What kind of a question is that? Are you a consultant? Quotation marks. Are you a quotation marks consultant or an employee with Topstep? What kind of a question is that? What relevance does that have to anything? I'll let Bruno read the chat now. Like, the YouTube chat is crazy today. What does that have to do with trading gold on the London session here? what, even if I answer that question, what does that change to anything? That's crazy. I had to go for a walk after that one. I had to turn the aircon off. I promise you, Patrick, you don't want to. You really don't want to. $50-minute close here on gold, guys. You may see this continue squeezing off into lows if you do want the little scalp. Yeah, I'm not answering that question. Yeah, a crazy question. NQ longs. I do like NQ longs up into this resistance. Gold's just in a very, 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 very tough range, you guys. A very, very, very tough range. You haven't really got a 30 or hourly break above any of these levels. And even from, you know, if you short this from here to here, it's like, it's 40 ticks. If you really want 40 ticks though, just wait for news to come out. You'll get 40 ticks in a couple minutes if that's what you really want. But trying to squeeze it out in here, I think could get very, 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 very choppy. I did take a nice payout yesterday on Topstep, probably the final payout of 2025, which was very nice. We've had probably about 2 payouts from Topstep every single month for the past 3 months. I actually haven't, Coach Robin. No, I've never really looked at the bond market. It's not something I've ever traded, actually. It's not something I've ever traded. Never actually. I do know some people who trade. It's not something I've ever actually looked at. It's not necessarily that people only ask about gold. That's why I don't just talk about gold. You can either answer it or ignore it. Yeah, or I can just emphasize that how much a ridiculous question it is and just stick to genuine questions that are actually going to provide value to people. That's the reason we answered it. I'm answering the question because I'm making sure people know the purpose of the stream is to give as much value to use the questions for the right purpose. That's the reason we answered it. So you got NQ tag and low starting to break back above here. I do think you'll see NQ continue to squeeze higher. I'm not again, guys. I don't trade NQ. I'm not gonna start trading NQ just because it is moving and gold isn't. But I do believe you'll see NQ can continue to squeeze up in some big levels over here. And Goldie is just stuck. I do believe you'll probably see this this short here on gold. But this is it's not my short. Because if I short this and it just kind of just ranges, I'll kick myself for jumping in this trade. But I do believe you'll probably get a lot of early buyers getting squeezed out here on gold. I'm more likely to continue seeing this sell-off. Possible to request a payout any day of the week? Has to be Friday? No, absolutely not. You can request a payout whichever day you want. Absolutely. I took a payout yesterday, which was nice. That was Thursday. My last payout before that was on the 27th, which was also a Thursday, coincidentally. And my payout for that was on the 5th, which is a Wednesday. So no, absolutely, you can take a payout on whichever day you want to take a payout. My last couple of payouts have been on complete random days, really. You absolutely don't have to wait for Friday. You can take them out whenever you need it. Whenever you want to take the payout, whenever you're eligible, you feel like you want to take it, Absolutely. As long as you've got your green $150 days, 5 of them, you can take it out. Gold trying to squeeze lower. Platinum's also platinum's been on a. It's kind of similar to silver, where you're very, 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 very bullish. It's kind of one of their markets. Like, do you want to be buying this high? Not really. Would you also want to be selling up here? Not really. I wouldn't want to be selling against a 21% move up, but I also wouldn't really want to be buying this high. Unless you can get some steep pullbacks, then you could maybe see if you can continue it. But platinum, I wouldn't really look to trade platinum this high personally. Platinum is almost like, you know, you've had this phenomenal breakout here early December. You've just seen a huge push. So you could create some pretty big ranges up here. So Topstep to wait for breakout NQ. Didn't list himself with first count. This is the first zoomed in audio. See my mistakes. That's good. Yep. Breakouts and candle closures is the absolute key, man. Absolutely. I mean, even without candle closure, you shouldn't be blowing your account if you're using risk management. You should be trading small, consistent, manageable size. I can take breakouts. So I can take trades before breakouts. Like, you could buy this before the breakout happens, for example. I mean, a single trade shouldn't, or even a couple of trades, yeah, you should definitely be managing this. But yeah, 100%. Waiting for the candle closures can be very, very, very key, because that kind of eliminates where most people always get trapped in trying to predict the markets, because they always think they know what's going to happen. Whereas if you let the markets actually break out and close, then that's more confirmation that you can get your trade, that you have a better sense of direction, as opposed to this is where everyone tries to predict and gets chopped up all day long, as opposed to actually just waiting for a breakout and then taking the trade. When is your next stream about getting funded and being consistent in payouts, which you held recently? Could not. There's plenty of videos on my YouTube channel, man. I do a lot of videos. I'll do one again soon, breaking down maybe November stats or something. But yeah, you can absolutely check it out, man, for sure. I think you'll be able to travel full time without props. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I trade a lot of personal capital now as well, but in the earlier days, I wouldn't have been able to take the leap as quick as I did if it wasn't for prop firm accounts, for sure. The main reason I took the leap into full time traveling and trading is because I had access to prop firm capital, which allowed me to make more returns rather than trying to trade personal. In the earlier days, I didn't have money to trade personal accounts. So in the earlier days, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it without prop firms. Now, could I do it without prop firms? For sure, but it still definitely helps. Like, I still prioritize trading prop firm accounts over personal capital. My personal trades are more so swing trades, to be honest. I use the prop firms for personal day trading, and then my personal is more so for taking swing trades or buying a lot of stocks. That's mainly what I use the personal for. So with that being said, guys, gold's just really choppy in here today. We do have CPI later on. Not much is really happening. I can see a lot of people are forcing a lot of trades in these ranges, which I am saying absolutely don't do. Don't try and trade these ranges on gold, guys. It's very, 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 very choppy. And you're trying to trade, not only trying to trade an aggressive range, you're trying to trade pre-CPI, which doesn't make any sense. So for me personally, guys, I'm going to simply close the charts and wait until we get closer to that New York session. Go outside, get some beautiful sun in behind me, go get some coffee, go for a walk, and take a step back from the charts. Remember, guys, not every day do you have to be jumping in positions. Trying to trade before CPI is incredibly risky. So for me personally, I will wait to CPI, and then we'll see what we get again tomorrow. to end the week off strong. So appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in. Thank you for all the questions, and I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Cheers, guys.